Did you ever notice that when cholesterol comes up in a conversation, it's normally the bad guy? You really only hear about cholesterol when someone's is too high, and so the doctor has suggested that they take it down. But actually, there's a lot more to cholesterol. Cholesterol is actually a vital nutrient that your body has to have to survive. It actually feeds your brain and keeps it working healthy and strong, and it also helps feed things like your cells and your nerves. So it's really important to have. Well, when a doctor looks at cholesterol and they see that it's too high, their biggest concern surrounds the idea that the cholesterol can harden up in your arteries, and then it can cause things like clogs or hardened arteries, which of course can lead to heart attacks and heart disease. So when a doctor sees that, typically, hopefully, they first look at diet, and they might suggest things like reducing your red meat intake, increasing whole grains, increasing fruits and vegetables, and of course, decreasing the cholesterol and fats in your diet. If that doesn't work or they think it's still too high, they generally start prescribing statins. Statins are actually one of the #1 drugs prescribed in the United States at this time. And the biggest problem with statins is the side effects that they can come with. One of the main side effects of statins is reduced brain function and memory, which personally I think is kind of an interesting connection, because if cholesterol feeds your brain, but statins lower the cholesterol, then in essence it kind of sounds like you're starving your brain. In fact, one other interesting angle is that some studies have shown that those with higher cholesterol actually have healthier brain function and less instances of commonly known brain diseases. So maybe it's time we backed up and looked at the bigger picture. See, a lot of times when something's not functioning right in the body, there's kind of more to it than one singular thing, and that's the way it is with cholesterol. So first we need to look at cholesterol. So typically when you have a cholesterol problem and they're worried about it hardening in the arteries, they're actually looking at LDL, which people kind of refer to as the bad cholesterol. But actually LDL and HDL aren't cholesterol at all. They're proteins, and their job is kind of like delivery trucks getting the cholesterol where it needs to go in the body. So LDL takes cholesterol and it transports it to the cells in all the areas that need it. And then HDL comes in, and if there's any left over for the day, it takes it to the liver, processes it, changes it into bile, and expels it from the body. So we need to kind of ask questions. So the #1 question would be, if those things are working properly, why is your cholesterol too high? Now, the second thing is, why does it harden while it's there? Well, like I said, LDL is a protein, and high blood sugar is actually one of the biggest culprits of LDL hardening in the arteries. That's because when your sugar's too high consistently, sugar actually attacks proteins and damages them. So if LDL is damaged, it can't do its job. So if your blood sugar is consistently high, it can damage that LDL, and then it can't get where it needs to go, and then it hardens where it is. So as you can see, the bigger picture starts looking at a lot more things. So maybe it's not that your cholesterol is too high, maybe it's that it's not working properly the way it should. The way I kind of view it is, if you went onto a work site and you saw all of these workers standing around because a machine was broken. They're all standing there, they're all waiting to do their jobs, but they can't because the machine isn't functioning properly. You're not going to walk on the site and fire all the workers, because then the job will never get done. No, you're going to go on site and you're going to fix the machine, and then they can all go around and do their job properly. So you don't necessarily want to fire all the cholesterol. You want to give it what it needs so that it can do its job well, so that your body can function at the optimum functioning capability that it has. So looking at the big picture of how the LDL can harden and the different things that we need to do to help with that, we can also back up and look at the bigger picture of all the other areas that need to be functioning properly to help cholesterol do the job that it needs to do. So there's multiple areas we can look at, and some really great natural ways that you can incorporate in your diet and in your daily life to help cholesterol be at its best. So #1 is looking at liver health. So the liver is what actually produces HDL and LDL in your body, and it helps to process the cholesterol and the fats. And so it's really important that your liver is functioning optimally. And so looking at the liver, you can do different things like drinking lemon water every day, avoiding toxins that can back up your liver. And there's some really great herbs that can help support liver health, like dandelion root, chicory, or milk thistle seed, which is a really great herb that can actually help regenerate liver cells. So keeping it healthy and functioning well is super important. Number 2 is, of course, high blood sugar. So doing things like avoiding too much sugar in your diet, taking things like cinnamon can help balance blood sugar in your body, keep it healthy. And number 3 is avoiding whole grains. So that actually seems a contradiction, I know, but if you look at whole grains, they can actually spike your blood sugar more than table sugar can. So if you're struggling with cholesterol, backing up and maybe taking some of the grains out of your diet can actually be a really good thing to look at. Number 3 is keeping your colon cleansed. So that's where all the bile and the excess goes. So you really want to keep your colon clean. It also helps to process that cholesterol. So doing things like eating lots of fresh fruits and vegetables that have that good healthy fiber that helps sweep it out. And also things like psyllium husk and plenty of water can help to keep that clean and functioning really well. Bad fats and good fats is another thing that's definitely important to look at, because typically if your cholesterol is high, a doctor's going to say avoid fats and cholesterol, but that's not necessarily true. So good fats like olive oil, avocados, fish oil, things like that actually help your body to process fats better. So you definitely want to keep up with the good fats, but avoiding fats like vegetable oils, canola oils, soy oils, things like that, that can actually be really important because that can damage your health. So looking at those and keeping them balanced properly. And then you can also include things like fenugreek, which is a great herb to help your body process fats better. Magnesium is another thing to look at, making sure that your body has plenty of it. It is such an important mineral for so many areas of the body, but with cholesterol, it actually helps your body to make more HDL, which is of course super important because it's the protein that takes any excess cholesterol out of your bloodstream. So magnesium can be super important, and it's also anti-inflammatory, which can help keep your arteries and everything working healthy the way it should. Exercise is another really important thing, and I know exercising can be really hard for some people to fit in, but just picking an exercise that you like to do, taking a walk or playing soccer with your kids or having a dance party, actually incorporating exercise can be easier than you think, but exercise actually helps your body make more HDL, so it's really, really important to help, again, keep that cholesterol moving the way that it should. So when you approach cholesterol naturally, when you back up and look at the bigger picture, not only can you help your cholesterol be healthier, but I love that God created our bodies to work, like all these different parts of it work together to keep it healthy as a whole. And so when you look at all those different areas, not only can it help that one thing that you're looking at, but it can help all these other areas be healthier too, which I think is super important and super amazing. So if you look at it naturally like this, in essence, you are lowering the cholesterol, which is, what your doctor might be worried about, but you're lowering what's in your bloodstream without starving your body of this vital nutrient that you have to have. Instead, you're helping cholesterol do its job the ultimate optimum way that it should to help your body work as well as it can. So I really hope that gives you some hope, some ideas. If you're struggling with cholesterol and you want to help support that and help that be healthier. And I thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy our videos, if this video helped you out at all, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. That way you can keep up to date on our videos and it will help us continue to make videos. Thank you so much for watching. As one side note, I do have to add, if you are currently on any cholesterol medication, I am not in any way telling you to get off of it cold turkey. Instead, you might look at incorporating these healthier things to help your cholesterol get healthier, and approach your doctor. Tell him that you really want to get off the medications, that you're doing these things to help it be healthier, and ask them to work with you to help lower that cholesterol medication and wean you off of it. And if your doctor's not willing to do that, you can always find one that will. So lots of doctors want to help you get healthier. So just find a good one that will.